on! It's time for 5 crazy, cool, epic, awesome, funny, weird, wild, unexpected, true facts about the craziest games in history. Number 5. The ancient Greek sport of Pankration. It's like the ancient version of MMA mixed with pro wrestling. It was basically a big free-for-all fight that mixed boxing, kicking, punching, and wrestling into one big grisly battle royale. The game had just 2 rules: no biting and no gouging out an opponent's eyes. Pretty fair rules if you ask me. The fights would go on as long as it takes until one of the fighters gave up or died. After winning a match, you'd be paired off for another fight, and another, until just 2 fighters were left. Whoever won would be crowned champion, and I assume given a big gold belt that they could flex with. And it wasn't just to score. Many ancient Greek city-states would use Pankration to train their soldiers, including the famously fierce Spartan armies. Maybe we should train modern soldiers that way. Elbow drop! Number 4. The Hawaiian sport of holua. Holua is Hawaiian for sled surfing and dates back over 2,000 years. You play by first hiking all the way up a volcano with the huge sled made of wood and coconut fibers. Sounds dangerous? Well, it was. Once the players were at the top of the volcano, they would race down on their sleds, either riding on their stomach or in classic surfing pose. These speed junkies could go faster than 15 miles per hour, like highway speeds. The races were in honor of the Hawaiian god of fire, lightning, and volcanoes, Pele. The sport was ended by missionaries in the 1800s who thought it was a bad combination of too dangerous and a waste of time. But they've never surfed down the side of a volcano, so what would they know? Number 3. The Mexican sport of pelota por pecha. It's been around for over 3,000 years and is pretty similar to modern-day field hockey, with one major difference. They would light the ball on fire. The goal of the game was to knock the ball around with a wooden stick while trying to get it across the opponent's line. The game was played at night, probably because a flaming ball looks a lot cooler in the moonlight. The game was largely forgotten in the modern age until the Mexican government started raising awareness of the sport. They say it's because the game is a part of Mexican heritage. But I think it's just because a sport with a flaming ball is totally, completely awesome. Number 2, the Egyptian sport of fishermen jousting. This game is almost exactly what it sounds like. 2 teams of fishermen would battle it out, using their hands and feet to try to knock the opposing team off their boat and send them flying into the Nile River. The fishermen used poles, both to move through the water and to try to beat the other team. The game was especially popular with poor Egyptians and may have been played to help settle disputes. Because of this, the game often became very violent and could even end in the death of a good portion of the players. The Nile River was home to crocodiles and hippos, so anyone who was knocked into the water was at risk of being eaten alive. Jeez! And some fishermen would just drown because they didn't know how to swim. Which begs the question, why was there so many fishermen that didn't know how to swim? And finally, our number 1 craziest game, chessboxing. This is by far the newest sport on our list, having only been around since the early 90s. But it's also by far the weirdest. As the name implies, it's pretty much a combo of chess and boxing. The game is split into 11 4-minute rounds that go back and forth between chess and boxing, attracting players with both brains and brawn. At the end of the 4 minutes of chess, the board is removed from the ring, and the competitors proceed to beat each other up for the next 4 minutes. After that, the board is put back into the ring, and 4 minutes of chess is played, and so on. Someone wins the game by either scoring a checkmate or knocking the other opponent out. Does it make sense? No. But does it sound awesome? Maybe? Game over. Those were our 5 crazy facts about the wildest games in history. And now time for honorable mention.
Whoa, hang on there, Sarah. Before we get to honorable mention, I just want to let everyone know that you can watch even more 5 Facts hosted by Sarah Rowe and Josh Carlin by watching DreamWorks TV on Go90. Just click the link below to get the Go90 app on your smartphone or tablet now. Always ask a parent's permission before downloading anything from the internet. All right, Sarah, back to you.
The ancient people of modern-day Yemen used to play a game called camel jumping where you try to jump over as many camels as you possibly could. The Romans had a game where they would build a man-made lake, and then they would stage famous naval battles. Make sure to check out DreamWorks TV for new awesome 5 facts every week. Love you guys, bye!